start with this little card here. Oh, it's not one card, it's two. So we have rapture, sensuality, love, romance, and pleasure. The thorn, boundaries, clear communication. So let's start with this one, rapture, sensuality, love, romance, and pleasure. Some of you, I feel a little bit of grief, maybe a little bit of sorrow coming in, just a little sadness, depression. So I feel like even though this is talking about love and romance, there's not a lot of happiness or any of those words really are not described in the energy I'm picking up. And I feel like this is because of a lot of you in group B, you haven't really had a lot of positive experience when it comes to romance, when it comes to love, when it comes to partnerships. A lot of you have been taken advantage of, or you've just in one way or another have dealt with people who haven't valued you as they should have. But I feel like a lot of you are breaking the chains of this pattern. So I feel like this could not only just be for your lifetime. Some of you, this is generational. You could look back in your family and realize there's a lot of a pattern on, if not both sides of the family, it could be one side of the family. It doesn't have to be every person in the family or every person in a generational line. But there's a lot of heartache or some sort of upheaval when it comes to relationships. And for some reason, I'm getting where some people may think that they just have bad luck. And when it comes to relationships, they're unworthy and undeserving. Their family doesn't do well with relationships. So it's like this, they've come to believe that only they muck about. This is the phrase I'm getting, muck about with people just to be with them physically. But when it comes to marriage and making a partnership, it's like some of you choose to settle, or there's this belief that there isn't really a love out there. And some of you may even question the reality of this for everybody. Like, there is no true love. There is no love in the first place. There is only attraction. There is only physical attraction and desire. And that is fleeting, and even that is not real. And so it's more of coming to terms with relationships and love with more of your head rather than your heart. And it's like a calculation when it comes to choosing a partner. Who is the lesser of the many evils out there, right? Who will benefit me more out of what you deem is not a very wide variety, right? But definitely I feel some of you could be having a shift in this emotional distortion. Some of you haven't. I feel like you could be on a brink of this. You've had breakthroughs in other ways. But for many of you, there is going to be a turnaround in this energy. So more of what it actually is talking about, the sensuality, the love, the romance, the pleasure. A lot of this is going to stem from you loving yourself, you pleasuring yourself. I'm not just talking about it in an erotic sense. I'm talking about it in loving yourself and enjoying life, right? Knowing what pleasure is, to have a pleasurable life, to enjoy life. Just not have this mundane stick in the mud kind of life where it's boring and just tasteless, to really know what it is to enjoy and have pleasure in life, to just have that pleasure. I just cannot think of any other way of explaining it. Just really living life with all your senses, I suppose. We have the thorn, boundaries, clear communication. A lot of you are seeking this, not just in relationships, but for yourself, including those with gifts and abilities. You're wanting clear communication and messages, and not just the ones you receive for others, but even yourself. In your healing work, some of you, there's this need for understanding or miscommunication. This could be because you're just now coming into your gifts or getting familiar with them. Some of you, it's like you're trying to jump the horse a little bit, pulling the wagon before the horse, if you know what these sayings mean. You're like trying to run when you should be learning how to walk. So I feel like some of you may have already received some of these messages. These are more validation for you. So take that as you may. And knowing also, some of you, this is knowing that often, even though life can be a beautiful rose, the thorns are important. So what are the lessons that you learn in the circumstances or situations you find yourself in that you have grown through, that you've survived, that you've triumphed, you've overcome? What have you learned? And it's made you stronger, yes? Has it helped you build greater boundaries? Yes. Has it in some way given you greater clarity? Yes. So it's also dealing with perception, looking at things differently to gain a new perspective and perception on yourself, on your life, on everything around you, right? Including opportunities and other things coming into your life. All right. So we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. We also have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I'm going to start with this one. This one, I feel like it could also be you. If you're not deliberately being deceptive to somebody, it's like you're acting like not yourself. You're acting like someone else because you either have I don't know why the word deprivation's coming in, but that's not it. You've deceived yourself. You don't see yourself in highest regard, I suppose. You're trying to be someone you think you're supposed to be that would make the other people like you. But if you have to be someone else to be liked, then they don't really like you, right? And what's the point in being someone else to deceiving others? Because if your whole relationship is based on the lies, built on the foundation of lies, it's not a really firm relationship, right? And you won't have that fulfillment because they don't know you and they don't love you for your true worth. And this could be in the opposite, where other people are not being themselves for whatever reasons. Some of them are more benign reasons. Others, I do feel they are not benign. It's like they are there to take advantage of you. I feel like some people tell you lies to gain your sympathy. And you'll know this because I get this feeling of someone who you've kind of getting a little tired of it, and you're trying not to tell yourself that you're tired of it because you want to be a good person and you want to be nice and you want to be fulfilling to others and be there for others. And if you were in a situation, you would want someone to help you too, but you can't be a doormat. That's what I'm getting. You cannot be a doormat. You can't give yourself 100% and not leave anything for yourself. I'm getting that this person devalues you, and it could be more than one person for some of you. It could even be a corporation, a boss, a coworker, it feels like someone you trust, and you may have an inkling that something's not right or about their intentions, but you mask it with excuses. And you need to trust yourself. I feel like for some of you, they're going to naturally be winged out of your way because you have asked or at least open. Sorry, I just rubbed the mic. You're at least open to having your life cleared of people who devalue you, who don't serve you and your life well, who are low level energy. This could be neighbors, I'm picking up for some of you, even a manager of your apartment or some sort of community. Okay, so just be on the lookout of that and be true to yourself, right? You are deserving when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your worth and what you're worthy of. You're not worthy of deception and lies. You're worthy of good relationships. And do remember that no matter what experience you've had, always remember always remember what you've learned out of this. Some of you, this is kind of coming to an end because you have fulfilled this lesson, or you've gained some kind of benefit from it, spiritually, and it's time to move on. It's time to move on to better things. And some of you have been praying really hard for change. I feel like this could also be dealing with self-delusion and illusions, what you've deluded yourself into believing about yourself. This could be about other people, what you delude yourself to thinking about other people or your life in general. So a new perspective, coming into new ideas and beliefs. You got to keep your mind open. You got to be open for change. You have to be open for love, not just in a romantic sense, but this is for group B. It's talking about loving yourself. I feel like this is more of self-love and self-transformation rather than dealing with any type of romantic love. I mean, it could. Everyone is going to be different, but the majority of the energies I'm picking up, this is about you coming into a new light, into a new life, a new phase where you're on top. You know, that wheel is turning. A lot of you felt like you've been on the bottom, maybe dug into the swampy waters underneath the wheel a little bit, but you're coming up, and I feel like a lot of you just need to make a little bit more of an effort, though, towards the right path for you, because some of you have some sorry, a little bit of worry, trepidation, just fretting a lot, worrying about how this is going to, if it's going to make things worse, or if this is really the best for you. Some of you, this is about a job, looking for a new job, looking for a new relationship, a new place to live, whatever it is, a new business, for whatever you need. Just keep an open mind, because some of you you're not going to be, you may not find it where you think you will. So broadening your senses, broadening your perspective of where you're currently searching. Be open-minded, really. Allow yourself new experiences as well. So if you follow your intuition, if you feel guided to go somewhere different than you usually go there, to do something different. Follow it, make the effort in those changes. Some of you feel like this is dealing with schedule, creating something new for yourself, exercising more, creating a routine that best aligns with you. This could be personal changes and transformations. I see someone changing the way they eat, their habits, changing their life in more than one way, and how that looks like, how it feels like, how they feel personally, loving themselves more. Some of you, it's like you're going to retreats, you're going to seminars, a lot of these things, reading books on self-help, spirituality. It's really helping to develop a new you by realizing your true self, right? Allowing yourself to delve into hobbies you've always wanted to do, to travel, to have a lot of fun. So continue to do that, group B. I feel that is where you're going to find your greatest success, is in following your truth, following your happiness, following your light, and where your heart leads you, your intuition. Know your guides and angels and source is always supporting you, and you just always need to ask for that help and guidance if and when you need it.